utter for FaZe Clan to take it by a score of 7-0 over their Brazilian rivals.
Yeah, so if you count that, by the way, the record for the tournament does look a little bit different than the 0-0-1, which is worth noting. So, bans are going to be starting here, and it will be Reciprocity first to ban out Ying. They just don't want to deal with that, and I totally agree with that sentiment, especially on Coastline, which is a very shallow map, which is very good for Ying, because she can disable all of the anchors and force you into retake strategy.
Don't you love when your finger misses the cough button?
Oh, did you just cough live?
Just cough live.
I was busy talking. I didn't even notice.
I know you weren't listening. I had my finger on the button. I leaned over to the side like that.
It's okay.
I just tried to pant.
It's okay. It's okay, Parker. Don't worry about it. We moved desks.
It's a dry venue.
Whoa! What
okay.
the heck?
That is an interesting one.
There's
a reason.
Yeah, obviously.
There's a reason.
They watch. Okay, so here's the thing. All of these teams are watching the VODs from their upcoming opponents the day, like as soon as they finish their match. So like when FaZe stopped playing yesterday, they went back to the hotel and they started watching the VOD from all of Reciprocity's matches. And I guess they've determined that Ying is a powerhouse operator for Reciprocity, and they're just going to get rid of it. It's the same thing for Reciprocity onto FaZe getting rid of the Valk, but again, I reiterate for the umpteenth time, Reciprocity bans Valkyrie a lot. It doesn't matter what team they're playing against. They just don't like Valkyrie being in the match. And yes, it's a good ban against FaZe. It's also a good ban on Coastline in general, but yeah, that's something Reciprocity do quite a lot. Now, despite the Valkyrie ban, we're still going to have an IQ being brought. So that's probably going to be for the leash traps as well as the pulse. Oh, actually, that's exactly what it is. Reciprocity have been consistently banning Valkyrie and substituting pulse in her place. So this is a calculated move on the operator selection from FaZe Clan to bring the IQ to counter the pulse directly. Beautiful. Also, and this is worth noting, Echo isn't banned, which means you're gonna need an IQ if Echo's in play. But Reciprocity have not brought an Echo. Of course, that FaZe can't know that because of the 6 pick. It's a Maestro instead, which is gonna be less vulnerable, of course, to IQ. But the Pulse still very exposed potentially. We'll find out how Reciprocity plays it.
FaZe has shown a lot of, I want to say unpredictability, but also some flexibility.
Yes.
In how they have banned operators over this event so far. I mean, we don't have to look too far back to Rio. You don't have to look too far back to Pro League when they're banning Echo all the time. They're banning Hibana all the time.
Yeah.
I know a lot of that plays into your map pool as well, but this is, like I said, the Vigil ban, the Jackal ban, so things that catch them off guard. Reciprocity does run a Jackal, so that makes a lot of sense. And yeah, there's not a Valkyrie in Reciprocity's operator lineup. As you mentioned yesterday,
they substitute Pulse.
They do, and Valkyrie is their most banned defensive operator.
Yeah, so nothing too shocking about all of that, way it played out. Montaigne left unbanned is going to be huge, and of course FaZe will take full advantage of that.
I mean, maybe there's a universe wherein Fane is also taking advantage of it.
Stop it.
I was trying to make sure that you were correct.
I make mistakes, Parker.
Yeah, well, you're not the one who just coughed on the live broadcast.
You know, we all make mistakes. We're human. They're going to be hunting down the roamer downstairs, and he will be found. That's Laxing going down, one of the top performers for Reciprocity in this tournament, and a whole lot of information taken out for free.
FaZe was close enough that he possibly could have traded that one off, but instead he will just wait. He sees the corpse of his teammate, and that's all it's going to get to.
He's relying on FaZe not droning security, assuming it's clear because they've taken out one person and no one went for the refrag. It is a huge gamble, and it could pay off for him, but yeah, it's going to come down to FaZe not droning him, and it looks like they haven't. Foxy's going to move his way into lobby. The attackers think that this is clear, and he goes up to the main stairs and gets one frag onto Astro. His position now known, he has to play a little bit more dynamic. The calls are going to get a little bit heated on FaZe Clan as they start ramping things up, trying to hunt down Foxy, but he's elusive, using the impacts to avoid the Montaigne. And that's crazy. Yuna has no idea where he's gone. Foxy behind another target in VIP, but the adjustment might be in here from the IQ. He might have just hurt him, but no, he hasn't. And oh, FaZe doesn't commit. He sprints and gives his position away. Cameraman now aware of where his opponent is. No more impacts for the VIP wall as well. Oh no, what a melee hole from FaZe, an amazing roam.
It's going to put Moringa on Twitch, an unusual operator to have in Moringa's hands, but as we've noted, you don't really need a hard breacher here, so let Moringa play whatever he wants. Perfectly head level. Oh, FaZe is third with Retro gunning down Mav. Yuna will be forced to retreat all the way into Aqua.
15 seconds to go.
And then Montaigne, very similar to a turtle, slow and plodding with lots of armor at his disposal, but not a lot of opportunity for much counterplay. It's a 4v1, and Mark will finish off Yuna. This is a formality. And a nice start, as FaZe doing his best to turn a Super Saiyan as his hair appears on any given day.
Absolutely. I mean, that was a masterful round from FaZe. There is no way around that. Very impressive. He managed to avoid several different roam hunters, and the assumption from FaZe was to their undoing, which was that security was clear. Why did they assume that? They killed somebody inside of security. That was Laxing on the Pulse. A huge mistake from FaZe. They should have still droned it out, but they neglected to. Also worth noting, they didn't just forget to drone out security. They didn't drone out South Office, which means even if FaZe wasn't playing in security, he could have rotated from South Office and done that exact same thing. I mean, he waited in security for a solid 20-30 seconds before he made his play. All in all, an amazing round from FaZe on the Legion. This is quite interesting. FaZe and Laxing swapped roles. Curious. Suppose that depends on the site. Also worth noting, they are going to be defending Penthouse. Now, why is that? Because Mira has been left unbanned, which is very rare. If you've been watching competitive Siege, you know usually she gets banned out, or she doesn't get banned because it's on a map where she's not crazy useful, not super powerful. But one thing she does do here on Coastline is enable the defense of Penthouse. As you can see on the wall to your left here, put a mirror window there on a reinforced wall, you've got a solid anchor position. You can also put a mirror window on the right wall, soft, crouch level, and you can then deny entrance into bathroom. It's a very nice angle, and it's one that I think we can expect Reciprocity to make full use of. Again, this is one of the ways you enable defending Penthouse, which is typically considered to be, I would say, one of the worst sites on this map in the current form of this game.
It's very strange to see Penthouse get played.
Yeah. I mean, this Mira.
Sorry?
It's just the Mira.
Yeah, but I feel like we saw a match the other day. I'd have to reference my notes, but I feel like we saw a match the other day that was on Coastline where Mira wasn't banned. Yeah.
Probably have.
G2
yeah.
Mantis. G2 Mantis, Mira was available, and we did not see Penthouse once.
Preference is supposed practice as well. You know, I mean, if you're not prepared for the possibility of a Mira being in play, then yeah, you might just not go to that site. I mean, I'm guessing Reciprocity might have been expecting the specific counterbans that FaZe brought out.
And you're looking at FaZe attacking Penthouse. They have 0 hard breach.
It's true.
Now, a lot of teams don't run hard breach because Penthouse doesn't really get played. It is really the only site where you need a hard breacher. You can take the wall inside of VIP, you can take the wall over by stairs, and you've got Moringa, who usually plays this hard breach of FaZe on Twitch. Oh, Laxing will pulverize Mav, drop a goo mine, and wait for Moringa to step on up. His position will be given away, phone will be silenced. He's going to get droned by Yuna, and Moringa can just walk in, and it's a fairly easy kill. All things considered on the Laxing, who gets droned, with the logic bomb going as well, and the F2 is just too much for him to muster.
While there is no hard breach, there is a Twitch. Moringa on that Twitch can take out the mirror windows. However, Moringa, as we just saw in security, lost one of his drones. You could see the Zap Tracer after it had been destroyed by Laxing. So Laxing not only got a kill out of that roam, he also took down one of the Twitch drones, which means the mirror windows will be slightly safer. FaZe, again, on the roam, will take out Moringa. So there's no more Twitch drones in play, at least none that can zap the mirror windows that are available. Last one gets deployed there from Mark late, just in case, but the Twitch being dead has made a call. Cameraman takes out FaZe, so there goes the roamer. It's just going to come down to the anchors now.
Fox didn't really have anywhere to go there whatsoever. He pulled out the pistol, and he was just essentially and effectively doomed at that point. FaZe doesn't have a ton or a wealth of possible utility to use. Skies will choke off the doorway in towards the site of Penthouse. Yuna will likely have both smokes available. Astro could still possibly have one of those disruptive blasts Astro's going to take matters into his own hands. Sky is in a 1v3. He's got an ejected mirror window. He's going to take out Yuna, but his position known as I would imagine. The FaZe will push on in. The IQ up close. Skies gets one. Looks for the second. Can he connect? He doesn't know where the Zofia is, but no, Astro holds the position. And that could have been such a scary predicament for FaZe. They'll walk away by the skin of their teeth. And thank goodness for Astro's play around the doorway to keep this even between the two teams.
Oh boy, was that close. It looked like Skies was going to clutch it out and put us in a 2-0, but not the case. All in all, a decent roam from Reciprocity, but a much better roam clear from FaZe. I absolutely love the way that FaZe Clan hunted down the Reciprocity roamers one by one. And yes, it did cost FaZe quite a lot of manpower, but they got it done and they had enough time to spare when going for the site take. And that's really all you need to see on a roam clear. So well done to FaZe managing to outmuscle Reciprocity, specifically the anchors. And this is quite interesting. They will 6-pick away from the Montaigne. And even more interesting to me, Reciprocity are doubling down on Penthouse. And curious, no hard breacher, which means that FaZe are assuming Reciprocity isn't going to come here again.
That's exactly what I was going to say. You lose Penthouse, it's played so sparingly, you figure that, okay, they're probably going to go to another site. Expect the double bars, expect the kitchen take.
Yeah.
The utility that's being brought from FaZe speaks really well to both. Though, I mean, a Monty on kitchen is very strong. You literally walk Monty in the service entrance, and then you can basically hold off a sizable portion of the map. Unless you've got somebody from Reciprocity playing inside of the bathroom, or you've got a smoke who can launch those smoke grenades all the way towards the door. So yeah, I think this is FaZe expecting that Reciprocity would have gone to another site, and under most circumstances, it's probably a smart idea for Reciprocity to do that. But this is where that mental gamesmanship comes in. Reciprocity could have full well said, they're not going to think we're going to go back to Penthouse, let's do it again. And that's exactly what happened. I mean, Reciprocity was right, if that's the theory behind it.
Reciprocity's got a lot of mind games going on, and I think they definitely put a lot of thought into not only their site selection, their operator selection, their bans, but also their map selection. I mean, it's really awesome to see, especially considering they don't have the coach standing right behind them at all times, you know. And yeah, the coaches can't talk unless it's a tactical timeout, but still, it's impressive from Reciprocity. Now, how is FaZe Clan going to adapt? They managed it last time. They got a little bit lucky with the way that the reinforcements were coming out from Reciprocity as well. Projector was very lightly reinforced, and it allowed for Zofia to open up a hole into Projector and an easy push into that part of the site. FaZe on Pulse is going to make the call that Astro is pushing in through Hookah, and he's going to continue to roam here. I mean, as long as he doesn't get droned out, he's in a great position. He made the call to Retro, who will miss his shots. Now, ACOG versus no ACOG. Retro cannot re-peek that angle. Moringa tries to drone. That's another Twitch drone. Gone. Great job to FaZe. He's wasted time. He's taken out a Twitch drone. That's going to protect the mirror windows, as we've stated before. And he might get another one. He will. That's 2 Twitch drones for potentially his life. But no, he makes it back to site. Incredible. Amazing that FaZe was only punished by 95 damage. He should have lost his life.
Astro taking out that 90 cam will alert Retro of his presence. You can see the Jaeger possibly get aggressive. A good opportunity for a reset on FaZe next to the reinforced wall. We'll get him back fighting fit, all things considered, after he'd taken a little bit of damage earlier on. Great patience here from Retro, though, to just sit and wait. Nobody from Reciprocity really needs to jump in at all. Presence of the Zofia known yet again because that wall opens up next to Retro inside of Theater. And you can hear some buck work being done from Map. Retro not committing to pushing this fight. I don't think Retro has any intel on that hallway. We know that Laxing is playing by the main stairs. C4 gets tossed out, lands in front of Mav. The position of Retro should be given away as FaZe will now go for a full rotate, and Astro has fallen off. So the position in which Retro is looking will be in vain. FaZe finds Mav, tick-tock goes the clock, 30 seconds as you would say, Michael, and not a lot of time for FaZe to be able to commit to an execute. Retro unable to land the shots onto the Dokkaebi, he'll finish off Yuna and immediately get back into his position up on the ledge as Laxing now moves around towards the service entry doorway. He's going to see Cameraman, and it's going to be a fight to the death, but the close range angle of Laxing will win it out as 2 members of his team pick up very important frags, and Penthouse on the second opportunity for Reciprocity will go in their favor. The defense will hold on to that one.
It straight up looked like FaZe Clan were confused. I mean, the way that they played that round was nothing like their previous attempt. I imagine they were not expecting Penthouse twice in a row, and they were surprised. But that aside, they found out it was Penthouse. Why not play it the way they did last time? What happened last time for FaZe is they isolated and hunted down the roamers one after another. And they didn't try that this time around. I mean, no, that's unfair. That's unfair to FaZe. They did try it. They just failed. FaZe was roaming a lot safer. In general, Reciprocity was roaming a whole lot safer. They had the roamers, but they were playing in locations known to be controlled by the defense, for example, VIP. When FaZe was not being pressured from the VIP windows, he remained in VIP to delay and take out 2 Twitch drones, again preserving the mirror windows. Overall, that round went the way of Reciprocity because FaZe got no early picks. Why didn't they get any early picks? Reciprocity were playing a lot safer. That's it. And because they were playing safer, FaZe slowed down for some reason instead of speeding up and didn't have enough muscle to outpower Reciprocity going for a site take. Not to mention, very little time. I mean, that was just a totally different round for FaZe Clan overall as compared to their first attack on Penthouse.
Worth noting as well that on FaZe Clan's side of things, it's been a pretty slow start for this entire team, barring Astro's performance.
Fair.
Won a round off of, what, I think 6 frags across FaZe Clan over 3 rounds. Not an ideal number to sit at, that's exactly correct. And Astro collecting 4. He got, what, the 3K on that round on which FaZe won on Penthouse Theater, second round, Michael?
Possibly.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Not keeping a tally exactly on every single kill, but
no.
Astro has always been a standout performer, and when he gets unleashed, be very frightening for most people to have to deal with. Now, as it is a double bar setup, Kitchen is going to be where you're going to see those castle barricades get situated because that's control that you're going to want. As with pretty typical castle setups, you could just open the soft wall right next to the barricade and goodbye, FaZe. That's top frag meeting top frag head on, and Astro will prevail, pick up kill number 5. So he just drones in the middle of the open. He's going to drone himself in. 2 drones thrown Mark's way, and he gets both of them. But his position over by the potted plant will not be shaken. Just waiting to see if Astro's going to push on up through the kitchen doorway. The tense standoff. And Astro's position will be aided by the fact that Mark will now need to silence his phone for just a second. He won't do so, though. He'll just sit there.
Waiting for Laxing to cover him. Definitely the right call. Angle needs to be held. They cannot allow FaZe to push through kitchen doorway. That would throw all of this defense into chaos. A big part of the defense as well is going to be the top floor, where we have 2 roamers currently, and 1 in easy access by the cool guy upstairs. Overall, it's going to be a slow take here for FaZe. As we've seen from them in the past, that they've got plenty of time, and they've already started to outmuscle Reciprocity.
Actually very surprising there's 0 setup in hookah from Reciprocity. Teams could throw a mirror up there, teams could open the hatches up, they could have the floors open so that if you lose control of sight, you can at least try to battle back with that second floor hold. That's not really the case here. FaZe can just essentially collapse on hookah and then have to use their own soft destruction to open it up. So second logic bomb will signal what is likely going to be your execute. The Togepi of Yuna will fly on in and just immediately start to plant. In the midst of a barbed wire, razor wire, there'll be no cut up from Yuna as he gets the diffuser down quite successfully, and FaZe take advantage of the fact that Reciprocity was held in place. There's Retro to gun down Yuna. It's a 4v4 after Fox had fallen much earlier on. This lack of setup in hookah will be a major issue for Reciprocity as they will have to go for a full outside rotate. Mark guns out, and he'll get shut down by Moringa as both Mav and the Twitch of Moringa is holding the post plant. But it's a counter defuse from Reciprocity, and nobody from FaZe is watching. Oh man, that is a comical mistake. FaZe, you're too far away. I know Retro's a little guy, but I mean, come on. You gotta see him when he's going for the defuse. That's a pretty big blunder. It's 3-1 in favor of Reciprocity.
That was a hilarious round for a couple of different reasons. Reciprocity, okay, so why did they not detect the plant inside of Blue Bar? Well, I'll tell you why. The Zofia play from Astro has been so good this match. All of his lifelines have been useful. Not only the impacts, but also the Gajmats. So, very good job to Astro opening up behind. He got the early frag from Kitchen. Following that, he rotated to South Office, and he used his Disrupt to disorient the Smoke and make it so Smoke could not hear the telltale tap, tap, tap of that diffuser being planted. because the diffuser was not called, all of the very many counter plant utility, or very many counter plant plays that Reciprocity had established were not employed, and they had to play for a retake. And honestly, at that round, it was all but lost for Reciprocity. It was a beautiful read from FaZe Clan. Amazing lifeline use there from Astro, allowing for the smoke cover from Dokkaebi and the phone calls to get a plant behind Blue Bar. But then they abandoned the diffuser. You know, one of the things as a player when you're in a team environment like this, at any level really, not just this level, the highest level of Siege, but at any level, is to make sure in a post plant, you ask who has eyes on diffuser. So there's very many different ways you can do this, but a lot of teams will just say, do you have eyes? Do you have eyes? Someone has to confirm, they confirm, and okay, you're good. And then once that person says, I've lost eyes, or they die, somebody else has to establish eyes on the diffuser. Clearly that part of the communication train for FaZe, not happening. And that's really unfortunate.
FaZe always has these weird stretches where they just don't seem to be able to relay any info that they have to each other and just kind of fly in blind. I mean, you look at that second penthouse attack that really fell apart for FaZe. How much of that was just a lack of drones? Astro stood at the other wall of 90 waiting for a minute when one single drone could have possibly been used to help guide him down and force Mark, who was playing up on the vase shelf, or even Laxing, who was playing over by luggage at the top of the stairs, to engage the Zofia in a fight that just didn't happen.
You could call it a lack of preparedness. They did rush the plant. They rushed the plant because they saw an opportunity, and that was a good call. But then the post plant play from FaZe was just really abysmal, and there's not much else to say, to be honest.
So a very similar setup as now FaZe gets droned out, hits with that lifeline, and walks away with it. There's another body, but no, Astro will grab Foxy and he will go into orbit as the Legion flies on up, hits the stratosphere.
FaZe should have lost or won that flat out. FaZe should have just died, but FaZe Clan lost their IQ in the engagement.
Unfortunate for them, and now Laxing is going to be under watch as you hear that LMG work away. Beautiful shot from Yuna. Could have been aided by the Adrenal Surge. That's 2 entry frags for FaZe that will go quite well. Now Retro also being gunned down. It's going to be a battle back in favor of Reciprocity here, looking to hold on to Hookah. They were successful in the very first time they defended here. FaZe looking to try to have a bit of a course correction up, find themselves going down 4-1 early on. Adrenal Surge will hit. Here comes Mav all the way to Cool Vibe stairs. I don't think he sees that Retro is playing so close. He absorbs a little bit of damage, but nowhere near a mortal wound.
Retro is 1 bullet away from death right here. This is a really difficult position for him to hold, but he's doing his darndest. Mark's gonna get Moringa. That's an excellent kill. The pre-fire's gonna give away the position, but the headshot lands regardless. Retro, a miracle play there considering how low he was. A huge blunder from Mav, leaving just Yuna and Astro. They're both pushing though from Aquarium, and this is a good position to push in unison. Up in Billiards, it's going to be Mark to take down Yuna, leaving just Astro. Definitely the best player so far today for FaZe, but can he 1 versus 3 with only 8 seconds left? The answer is no. An excellent holdout for Reciprocity. A round they shouldn't have won though.
See the diffuser, it's levitation homes. Yes. Floating above the billiards table. And right now, all of Reciprocity floating, dare I say it, on Cloud9 with these results.
Thank you, Watson.
You're very welcome. Wait, why are you Holmes?
I don't know, you called me Holmes, man.
Homie.
Oh.
Oh. Now you understand.
Okay.
What happened to FaZe in that particular round? Number 1, they had 3 bodies downstairs. It didn't look like they were droning much of that main floor. Reciprocity keeps investing in these really weird solo roams. And I say really weird because this was something that you could get away with a year ago. This was something you could get away with when the attackers didn't have a Dokkaebi. The attackers didn't have Lion when he was available. They didn't even really have Jackal at the time. They still had drones, but overall, you don't want to be too disconnected. You don't want to be able to, you know, just be on your own, because if you get pinched by a well-coordinated team, there's no ability to come back. Now, there is no Jackal on the board. FaZe, almost ironically, banned Jackal, who could be a major help right now, all things considered. But Reciprocity is getting away with these very deep solo roams with very little backup from the rest of their team. And that can bite you so hard. We have seen teams fall apart because they are so disjointed. And you have great teams with great entries like G2, like EG, that can just waltz right in, pick you apart, and shut you down. It's not been the case so far for FaZe at all.
I would say that the reason Reciprocity are getting away with these solo roams is not necessarily FaZe playing poorly, it's more Reciprocity just playing better. I mean, the solo roams from FaZe have been amazing throughout this match and have won many of the rounds that Reciprocity currently have on their side. Seriously, he's been outperforming and then some. He won a gunfight on main stairs while hit by a Zofia lifeline shot. That's crazy. He should have lost that, period. So taking one kill away from that fight was big for FaZe. He couldn't run away because the Jajmat restricts your mouse movement, and it's very unlikely he would have been able to adjust to throw the impact. But no matter what, it's been a lot of great performances from Reciprocity. Astro, the best player on his team right now, will be shut down by a solo roam in the main lobby. Why? Nobody from FaZe droned it.
Here's the big issue too with the style of play that we're seeing from FaZe, because a lot of FaZe is also solo entries. You start to get angry at your teammates not being able to figure these things out for you. You rely on your teammates to be able to drone for you. You rely on your teammates to be able to give you the heads up that there's somebody playing nearby. It was a down, looked like it was a frag grenade that got tossed out from Yuna. We'll find Laxing, but Laxing gets reset, picked back up, and you have one piece of the kit from Yuna used.
Yeah.
But that's it, that's all it counts. And you might not even know that you got the down because Yuna fell off immediately and now moved over to the completely opposite side of the map on Cool Vibe stairs.
Yeah, I mean, it was an indirect grenade. He threw it through the window at the top of main stairs, so it makes sense that he didn't know he got the down, pardon me. Brief reminder, there are no points at this level.
Possibly assuming somebody was playing at 90, which was an incorrect call, but that's all right. Retro on the Jaeger this time around, as there's been some fluidity on the team of Reciprocity, or on the side of Reciprocity, on who plays what on the team. But Retro will have to be very accurate. His two bodies are looking in their direction. Nav will give his position away. Oh no, and it's a crossfire! It's a collapse from Reciprocity! FaZe and Retro dogpile onto Yuna and Mav, and now Cameraman is ready and waiting for Laxing and Retro to try to work this together. Retro will miss his one shot, get cut down by the IQ of Cameraman, who walks right in and picks up a second onto Mark, and FaZe could correct their issues. They've got time to work with, but they don't have a lot of utility available. Breaching charges will be very little. Moringa gets felled and dropped by FaZe, and now it's Cameraman in an unenviable position as Skies chops him down, and how the mighty will fall on defense of all sides for Coastline, a 5-1 scoreline for Reciprocity as we switch sides, and it'll be FaZe's crack at the defense.
Wow. That was a pretty one-sided half. Look at that, 5-1 for Reciprocity. We had some close rounds there from FaZe, but honestly, if you take a step backwards, FaZe just really struggled in clearing out the roamers for Reciprocity. Really poor drone play is the main critique I have for FaZe as well. Not working well together, other than that very first round that FaZe managed to take, second round total. They coordinated exceptionally well. They hunt down the roamers one after another, and then they managed to take it. But apart from that round, FaZe were all over the place, man. And Reciprocity took full advantage. You said it yourself, the Jackal ban, right now, looking incredibly ironic for FaZe Clan, as it hurt them the most. Not sure exactly what happened, but Yuna has lost almost half of his HP. The round just started, so that's got to be a shotgun blast. I didn't even hear an impact. It had to have been a shotgun blast from Moringa.
I would suspect as much.
So that's they would call it a big whoops. And Yuna already going to be on low HP. There's no reason to reset.
Whoops coming right up.
Yeah, real big heckin' whoops. There's no reason to reset that. He has a little bit more than he would get if reset.
There's no dock. This is literally the worst circumstance.
Yeah, and
because there's no point in a reset, and you have no way to get your health back.
Here's the thing. The great advantage of being a 3 armor is that you are more durable, and now he's less durable, significantly so. So, yeah, it's about as bad as it gets. But it's all just one thing. There's many more facets to the defense for FaZe.
If FaZe loses this round, they will likely take their one timeout, and what happens? They take a timeout on match point against them.
Yes.
Why do you not do it down 4-1? Why do you not do it down 5-1?
It's a good point, Parker.
this is a missed opportunity. Yeah. A missed opportunity to find yourself, center yourself, and have a position to talk amongst your teammates.
Well, it definitely has punished FaZe already. We can say that with absolute confidence. In a bad position and in a hard recovery no matter how you look at it. FaZe looking to hunt down the Maestro. He got a mark there, unable to land the shots though, and Mark's going to be droning FaZe in towards Kitchen, which is the defended site. FaZe going to be able to hunt down the Echo. That's really big, and it's why we didn't see Team Reciprocity bringing Echo, because IQ is still in play.
Yeah, and Cameraman was reliably running the IQ.
Yeah, I mean, and that's
every time
smart from Reciprocity not to bring it, to be honest.
I mean, yeah, this is. I'm kind of astonished we haven't seen a tactical timeout get taken yet, but that's just the way things work, I guess, here. So
they're playing an open wall strategy on Kitchen. That's because holding Kitchen is very difficult, and if you hold onto Garden in the middle of the map, then you can play long angles and deny Kitchen entry to the attackers. Speaking of long angles, Mark's going to get a long one on to Astro. And with the Maestro going down, that's the Evil Eye is disabled. They can still call, but that was the person who was meant to deny entry into Kitchen from the Garden area. Huge kill there.
Also the most important player who has been on FaZe so far.
Oh, absolutely.
Not just their best player today, but also, in addition to that, oh no, Mark! That is not ideal. Gets taken down and caught by Mav. He's going to lose his teammate, though, as Cameron gets finished off. Moringa very low on HP, so Reciprocity can very easily continue onwards as they have been so far. But keep in mind, the site is downstairs. You've still got a couple bodies from Reciprocity who are up top. We'll need to transition. Looks like Yuna's been down. It might be a reset. I'm not entirely certain what's going on with FaZe, but it's not. Skies finishes off Yuna, and it will literally leave the entire team's life hanging in the balance, with Mav watching the main lobby into the courtyard. He's got the twitch of Skies not too far off, but he gives his position away, and there's a mark from Reciprocity. Not the mark, but a mark. To let them know where that Legion is playing. Only 30 seconds, and FaZe is in, and he's going to plant up top on the Kitchen counter. Moringa's still available. He's going to come on in, but he's a shot at any part of the body, and he'll just get fed to Laxing. Where is Mav? Aiming at the skies. FaZe, please, if you're listening, take your time out. It's 6-1 for Reciprocity, Michael.
At this point, they might just have given up on Coastline, if I'm being honest, Parker. If they don't take a timeout here, then yeah, they gave up, and it looks like they haven't. So, FaZe aren't in it for this map, but it's just one. This is a best of 3.
You think that was bad calls for Mav to think that there was a body up top on...
No, I understand why he would think that, but I think you're right. It might have been bad calls. Because imagine, if you will, the Echo gets killed, right, in luggage. He knows that the Twitch is playing by luggage. He calls upper square or upper skylight or upper whatever. Maybe Mav thought he meant the top of the roof. I don't know. It's possible.
He was aiming at the sky, Michael, but not...
I know.
At the Skies.
Was that Skies?
Skies was playing the Twitch, was he not?
Was he? You might be right. For some reason I was thinking of Mark, because you mentioned a Mark.
Mark was playing the Capital. Mark died.
I know Mark died, but I can't see him as anything other than Mark after you said that, for some reason.
Now, I'm very curious why we don't have a tactical timeout being taken from FaZe here. You get one per map.
Again, I think Parker, they may have just given up on Coastline at this point.
Like, but why?
That's the only logic that I have.
Why do you give... You are facing elimination. Why do you give up on a map?
I have no idea, Parker. Maybe they forgot tactical timeouts are a thing?
They are role-playing as Nip yesterday.
Wow, that's a low blow.
It's a joke, Michael.
Yeah, but still.
Because FaZe gave up, or Nip gave up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the joke.
They did.
They almost got it back, though.
They did.
Kamikaze almost dragged that team back.
He really wanted it. He was very passionate. And if we're talking about the Kamikaze of FaZe right now, it's got to be Astro. Astro's mechanics, game sense, and positioning have been almost perfect through this map so far. But it's not enough. We've said this many times before. A single standout performance is just not enough to win a map or a match by itself. See Rampy.
All right. Match point, you don't take your timeout. Whether you give up on Coastline or not, you still got 2 more maps to go.
Yeah, so potentially gonna see the full 3. We expect to see the full 3 in this series. I want to say, I don't know with how much confidence I can say, but I want to say that Coastline is just Reciprocity being hands down better at this map. But at the same time, I know that's not true. I think FaZe are still pretty good here, and it's surprising me.
FaZe literally crushed NiP on this map 7.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And it wasn't even just NiP always playing poorly. It was FaZe playing pretty well in comparison, even though 6 of those 7 rounds were NiP on attack, failing to run an IQ. 4 bodies left for Reciprocity to be able to put this one away, but after Skies does get the leadoff kill onto Moringa, losing good utility, there's Cameraman. But back and forth, what a shot from FaZe. And Michael, you might have been right when you said that they've just given up on Coastline, and they look to bank possibly to salvage this.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Yuna's pulled out some heroics. Astro in a position to run out of service. He's got the Capitao of Mark. Just waiting to see if Astro can get around the doorway. There's a Claymore established or not, but Mark might not have droned him. He didn't see him. Astro's out. Back in. Yuna covering, and Astro was not detected.
He's still an unknown factor.
Very lucky. Asphyxiating bolt goes down, Firebolt. Yuna will have a long angle with that ACOG. Mark getting the defuse off. And there's going to be some marks going in themselves. The Yokai drone is not in position.
Oh, he
misses. He gets it at the last second. So Mark will go back on, but the Yokai completely out of charges. Astro cuts down Retro. Mark will fall off, knowing that part of his protection has been removed from play. Only 20 seconds to go, and it's going to be all up to Yuna. As Astro gunned down from FaZe, the Echo will have to try to hold off multiple angles. Out of charges, Plant goes down, and Yuna in an unenviable position, completely blind inside of service. He'll need to move on up as FaZe look to go down on this map. As long as Reciprocity can close it out. They've got the open wall at their disposal, and they'll continue to look down towards Yuna's position. As he wanders in the kitchen, bobs around the bomb chassis. There's nobody in courtyard for Yuna to find. He's going to get gunned by Laxing. Reciprocity, what a performance, and what an opening first map. Sky's obviously very happy. You can hear the shouts from here, and FaZe, what a debilitating first game, and a very disappointing result for the Brazilian fans watching. Reciprocity takes map 1 7-1.
I feel like now that Skies is on a team he really likes being on, enjoys being around, he's evolving into Troy with the woos. I mean, he's been wooing throughout this whole tournament.
1 Troy is enough.
He's
half a Troy.
He's not a full-fledged Troy. When Troy won that